Hi, I'm Roger and welcome back to the Tractor Tech channel. Today I'm going to be talking about options for your subcompact and compact tractors. I'm not going to be discussing options like tire choices, transmission choices, or front end loaders and backhoes. I'm going to start at the front of the tractor and work my way to the rear. Hopefully I don't forget anything. So the first thing I want to talk about is a skid steer quick attach, or some manufacturers call it a 2-lever quick attach. It really opens up a lot of choices for what you can use on your front end loader. You can get different types of buckets, grapples, pallet forks, just about anything you could put on a skid steer you could use. Where you're going to mainly run into some issues is some skid steer attachments may be too heavy if you have a smaller tractor or even a larger compact tractor, depending on what the attachment is. Or another problem you run into is if it's a hydraulic attachment like a snowblower or a rock hound. A compact tractor is not going to have enough hydraulic flow to run it. So usually if you get a loader, the tractor is going to come with a grill guard, but if it doesn't, I highly recommend it, because if you're going to be using a loader, more than likely at some point in time you're going to be loading over the side of a truck or a trailer. That'll help protect your front end. If you don't get a loader, I would still get a grill guard for the added protection. Another option that is slowly becoming popular on subcompact and compact tractors is the third function. I did a video on a third function versus diverter versus using the rear remote, so I'll put that up in the cards right now to better explain that. But you'll need a third function if you plan on using something like a grapple or a snowplow on your front end loader. If you don't get your tractor with a loader, I would consider getting a weight bracket or see if your grill guard can use weights, because more than likely if you're going to be using a 3-point hitch and you're going to be using it hard, you're going to need some ballast on the front to take full advantage of the 4-wheel drive and to help hold the front end of the tractor down. Alright, moving on back to the tractor now. I want to talk about block heaters. I don't have a block heater on this tractor because it's kept in a heated garage, but if your tractor is kept outside and you live in a cold climate and you have access to an electric outlet, I'd recommend getting a block heater for easier starts in the winter time. On these Kubotas, the front lights are standard on the cab. They're not standard on all tractors. The rear work lights were an option on this tractor, and I think they were 180 bucks. And really, in my opinion, you can get better lights off of Amazon for way less. What I would do is, this tractor was pre-wired for the rear work lights, so all you had to do was hook it up, and then the switch was already in the cab. Then the wiring was already in the cab. So the switch just had to be hooked up and popped into the hole. So it'd be pretty easy to install your own lights. And some other options that aren't available on all tractors would be a vertical exhaust. This tractor has exhaust that exits right here. You can see it makes a mess on the loader. A vertical exhaust would come up and exit over top of the roof of the tractor. And then another option would be a mid-PTO, which this tractor does not have. Don't have a need for it. You'd need a mid-PTO to run something like a snowblower or rotary broom on the front of the tractor. A disadvantage to a mid-PTO is it lowers your ground clearance, so if you're going to be working in the woods, it's probably not a good option to have. Wasn't available on this tractor, but on the new L60, an air ride seat is available. An air ride seat's going to ride a little bit better than what a standard suspension seat does. Then these radios you get with the tractors, they're really not that good of a radio, but they are like a agricultural or construction grade radio supposedly, so they're designed to take more abuse than what a standard automotive radio would take. But if I had things to do over again, I would try an automotive radio and see how well it held up in here, especially now since you can get them with Bluetooth on there and you can connect your cell phone and listen to your favorite music app. This tractor came standard with a front windshield wiper, but the rear wiper was optional. The main time I could think of when you would need a rear wiper would be as if you had a rear snow blower to help keep the rear window clean. And that brings up the next option I want to talk about is the rear window defrosters and the side window defrosters. On this tractor, it replaces the rear window and the side window with new glass that already has a defroster in it. And it was a pretty pricey option also. And since I wasn't going to be using a snowblower, I didn't think it was going to be a useful option for me. But if you're going to be running a snowblower, I would highly consider running a rear window and maybe side window defrosters. The last thing I want to talk about while we're in the tractor is the draft control. You'd have another lever that would go in this slot here, and that's for use with the 3-point hitch, mainly if you're doing field work like plowing. What it does is if you hit some soil that's really hard, it'll allow the plow to raise up its load sensing, so that way you can keep going instead of sitting there spinning. It may also be a little bit useful if you're doing some grading, but not many people get this option on their tractors. So now working our way around to the back of the tractor, I would definitely get a slow moving vehicle sign if that's not standard if you plan on running your tractor on the highway. In my state, you need it if your tractor runs under 25 miles an hour. And something else that's getting pretty popular on compact tractors is rear remotes. Main use that people are getting them for now would be a top and tilt kit like this tractor has. But if you have a blade that has a hydraulic offset, hydraulic angle, a sickle bar mower that raises up and down hydraulically, a flail mower with a hydraulic offset, there are several 3-point hitch attachments that use rear remotes. If you think you may ever have the need for a rear remote, it may not be a bad idea to go ahead and at least get one while you're getting a tractor, because most dealers will just do the installation for free on a brand new tractor. But to go back and get that remote later on after you've owned a tractor for a year or two is going to cost a considerable amount more. As I mentioned, I'm using my rear remotes for a top and tilt kit on this tractor. Top and tilt kits are becoming fairly popular on compact tractors. It replaces the mechanical top link with a hydraulic cylinder and your mechanical side link with a hydraulic cylinder. So that way you can sit in a tractor and make adjustments on the fly. The telescopic stabilizers weren't an option on this tractor. They're a standard feature, but they are an option on some tractors. But if you plan on using a quick hitch like I am, and you have all quick hitch compatible equipment, you won't have the need to be adjusting them frequently. So I really don't see much need in getting the telescopic stabilizers. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps you decide on what options you need to get for your tractor. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. If you're already subscribed, please click on the bell beside the subscribe button so you'll be notified every time I upload a video.